Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Welcome to another makeup declutter video. Today I am doing base products, so concealers, primers, powders, foundations, setting sprays, that sort of stuff. Color correctors. So this is pretty much everything except for what's in my freelancing kit, and also some stuff that was sent to Beauty News from subscribers around the Christmas period. My freelancing kit, I don't need to go through that. I pretty much refreshed that sort of mid last year, and the stuff that was sent to me by subscribers is all unopened and new, and I'm kind of saving it for when I feel like I need to pull out something new to try, because I'm on this low buy. It's kind of like my shop. It's basically my shop of new things. So when I feel like I want something new, I dig into that drawer. But I'm going to go through this. I'm not looking to do a massive declutter. I'm not looking to be a makeup minimalist. I will never be that person. However, I do want to get rid of the things that I know I am not going to use. So I'm going to go through this stuff in categories and just get rid of what I genuinely do not have any interest in using. Starting with priming products. This is everything. I also have tubs for declutter and keep purposes. So I'm going to start with one of my favorites. Like if I could only keep one product in this whole bunch, it would be this. This is the Skindinavia Makeup Primer Spray, Oil Control. Does it control oil? Look, I don't think it does amazingly well, but I think it does a little bit. And in terms of all of my primers that control oil, I think this one is realistically the best. It applies beautifully. It doesn't affect the way any foundations go on the skin, and it helps to keep my skin matte for a little bit longer than, or not matte, but it helps to keep my oil at bay for a little bit longer than it would without a primer. So that one I'm keeping without a doubt. I will also mention I do have some other primers. They're in my project pan, and I've got other base products and concealers and stuff like that. I'm not including them in this declutter because I'm actively trying to use them up. Okay, something I definitely want to get rid of. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Mattifying Base. I don't like it. It doesn't work. Something that I have learned over the years is silicone primers that are sort of targeted at mattifying. They're crap. I really dislike them. I find that yes, they do make the skin look matte initially because that is what silicone will do when it goes on the skin, but it doesn't help to control oil at all. So I have zero interest in using this. I do not like it. One that I haven't used a lot, but my initial feelings on this one, the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer, I don't love it, but I haven't used it enough to really have strong feelings about it. So I'm going to hold on to that one, and I'm also going to hold on to the Benefit Porefessional Matte Rescue. I haven't used this one ever, so I definitely want to give it a go and see what it's like. Okay, this one is surprising for me. This is the Maybelline Master Prime. It is the green anti-redness base. I've used this once, and I don't think it really helps with redness, but I do actually like it just as a general primer. So I'm going to hold on to that one. I've got here the Mecca Cosmetica Illuminating Primer. I've never used this, and I'd really like to try it out. I have actually been enjoying illuminating primers recently, so that surprises me because oily skin and illuminating primer, you think they wouldn't go hand in hand, but sometimes they do. Sometimes the primers just add a little bit of glow without over hydrating your face, which can be really nice. So I'd like to try that one out because I do have faith in Mecca products. All right, let's do some of these illuminating primers since I just kept one and I don't need 7. Okay, so I've got the NYOD Photography Fluid Opacity 12% here. And this is like, I don't really understand the idea behind these. They're meant to like make your skin look really good in photos, but I think the only way I could really use these is as an illuminating primer. So I'm going to hold on to the NYOD one. I've also got two from Hylamide here. I've got a gold sort of bronzy one. This is great for me at the moment because my body is very tan, my face is quite fair, and it looks quite good under foundation. So I'm going to hold on to that one. And then I have this one, which I think, look, oh my God, so messy. I don't like these. Look at these bottles. I don't like them. They're a mess. I honestly think that this is quite similar to the photography fluid from NYOD. By the way, the Hylamide one's called Photography Foundations, and this is Photography Fluid. So I think this is just like to be honest, I think they're the same thing. I'm just going to put that out there, and I'm covered in this stuff. So I'm going to get rid of this one, and I'm going to keep these two. And then with these three, these are all Korean brands. I've got the Secret Key Face Fit Strobe Cream. Then I've got the Play Shoe Peach Shoe, and I have the Shoot Aurora Pearl Base. I think I would like to keep, these two are pink, I think, and this one's a peachy kind of color. So I think I would like to keep one of the pink ones and one of the peachy, or the peachy one, whichever one it is. Maybe it's that one. Oh my God, I can't even tell. I think I might actually just get rid of them. I don't need them. I think I'm just going to get rid of them. And I've had them for a while, and I'm trying to finish one in a project pan at the moment. And realistically, I just don't think I'm really going to get through them. So I'm just going to get rid of them. It's fine. I don't need them. And if I decide I ever do need an illuminating base like them, I can buy one. It's not a problem. This is the Hylamide Pore Delete. This is supposed to be something that you tap over your pores, and it's supposed to fill them. Now, it does work, but when you try and put foundation over it, it looks super dry. It looks like you've got dry, flaky skin. It's disgusting. They do say that you should actually put it, like if you're going to wear makeup, you should put this over foundation. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work. The formula doesn't allow for like a nice application. So I can't use it. I can't use it unless I want my skin to look like shit. So I'm not keeping it. And these three, I've got the Set the Stage Face Primer. I haven't used this very much, but it was recommended to me by a makeup artist who I love and adore, and I really look up to her and I trust her opinions. So I'm going to hold on to that one and use it more. And then I have the Cover FX Blurring Primer. This one I picked up late last year, and I haven't used it very much, so I'm going to hold on to it. And I've also got the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Base. Again, this is one, I've had it for a little while and I stopped using it to try out other things. I don't mind it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. So I'm going to hold on to it and give it more of a good go. Here I have concealers and color correctors. I also have a eyeshadow primer. This is the Too Faced Glitter Glue Primer. This is the only eyeshadow primer that I have open that I don't use consistently every time I do my makeup. It's kind of like a specialty primer. I'm going to hold on to that. I love it. It's a fantastic product. I think I will never not have this in my collection. It's great stuff. All right, color correctors, let's do them. I've got two here by Maybelline. These are the Master Camos. I've got the green one for redness, and I have the yellow for dullness. I don't struggle with dull skin, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I've never used it. It's still wrapped in its like shrink wrap, so I will pass that on to someone who can use it. And the green one, I actually really like this. I think it's a fantastic little product, very effective. If you're using this particular product to cover redness from pimples and there's dry patches, it will cling to those dry patches, but it's great for covering up like redness from scarring or like redness in your nose or cheeks or something like that. I really like it. It's good stuff. Okay, this one is my last color corrector. It's also a concealer wheel. It's the Nye Total Coverall Wheel 2. I'm going to hold on to this one. I have to put in some, I mean, I've heavily used this. I really like this product. I've dug into it a lot. But I do have to get as much use out of this as I can this year because it's getting past its prime and I think it's going to have to go by the end of the year. So I won't finish it. There's too much in here to get through, but I would definitely like to, you know, get as much use out of it as I can before it goes bad. I'm going to keep everything else. I know that's annoying, but I'm going to take you through some of the things I have here and tell you why I love everything. This one is a Temperature Pro silicone-based concealer wheel. I purchased it as part of my airbrushing kit, and it goes really well with the silicone-based airbrush foundation fluids. So I'm keeping that. I really like it. It's a beautiful product. I'm going to hold on to that one. I have the Maybelline Fit Me concealers here, which is like, it's my go-to. It's one of my favorites. This one here is almost finished. This one I opened because I couldn't find this one, and yeah, now I'm like trying to work my way through this so I don't have two open at once. I have the Makeup Forever HD concealers here. I actually haven't used these very much, so I don't have super strong feelings about them, but I haven't had them for that long, so I'm gonna hold on to them and continue to try and use them. Okay, here's one that I don't love and adore for a couple of reasons, but I still like it enough to want to keep it. It's the Bobbi Brown Instant Full Cover Concealer. This should have been in a pot. The applicator does not allow for quick application, and also it doesn't allow enough to be applied. I like to conceal very heavy because that's my jam. It's very thick, it's very sticky, it takes a lot to set it, it will crease, but I like it. I like it enough to want to hold on to it and play with it more. I have the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer. I really like this. I think it has beautiful coverage, and it's a really nice consistency as well. Tarte Shape Tape, I'm going to hold on to that. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, is this something that I would repurchase? And I think I would. It's very expensive and it's a pain in the ass because I've got to buy it off the Tarte website. But you get a lot of product in here, 10 mils. They have started, I believe, including this in sales, so you can get a little bit cheaper, which is nice. But it's a beautiful concealer and it lasts for such a long time. So I'm going to hold on to that one. Two that are kind of new to me, I got these towards the end of last year, the ColourPop No Filter Concealers. These are, look, they're nice concealers. They oxidize a lot, so definitely go lighter. This one here is light 20. I will swatch it for you actually. So that's light 20. It is super light for me when I'm tanned, as you can see, but it oxidizes a lot. Light 20 basically oxidizes to my skin color eventually. And then this one is light neutral 15. That'll be a good winter shade for me. So I like these. I think they're nice concealers, but they don't separate, but it's like the color sort of bunches. It's weird. I don't think this formula is perfect, and I think over time ColourPop may even sort of take it back to the drawing board and improve on it, but I do think it's a nice concealer. I have the Master Concealer by Maybelline here. I haven't used this very much. I just picked it up to try it sort of mid last year, or maybe it was earlier in the year, but I haven't used it a lot. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just kind of like, I'm indifferent about it, and I feel like I haven't used it enough to have like strong feelings. So I'll hold on to that one. And these two are from It Cosmetics, and these are my oldest concealers. They're not super old. I actually picked them up at the very end of 2016, so I've had them for over a year. I haven't used them much at all. These, I need to pan these this year. So I'm working on some concealers at the moment, but these definitely need to be addressed this year, but I do enjoy them, so I would like to get more use out of them instead of just tossing them out. Okay, foundations. So what do I start with? All right, let's start with this. Dermablend. This is a leg and body cover. This is quite old. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't use it anymore, and it's not one that I would repurchase again. It's not a bad product. I just feel like I haven't looked at the range of this recently, and I've had this for a couple of years, so it is quite old. But the color range was crappy, and it's just, no, I don't need. It also has SPF in it, and I like to use this mostly when I'm going to really special events or on brides who have body things that they need covered. And because it's got the SPF, flashback. I don't, yeah, really helpful. Oh my God, okay, more that I can get rid of. These are the NYX Total Control Drop Foundations. I feel like I had an even lighter one. Maybe I already got rid of it. Anyway, I do not like this stuff. It doesn't look good on the skin. It doesn't wear well. I don't want it. It can go. Another one that I really dislike is the Ordinary Colors Coverage Foundation. Again, this just doesn't look good on the skin, and it doesn't last. Also, like the coverage, it's meant to be, you know, not full cover, but it's meant to offer coverage. It's meant to be buildable. Actually, it does say high coverage on the bottom, on the bottle, but it's just, oh my God, it's not. I don't like it. I don't want it. It can go. Let's pull out some to keep. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is like one of my all-time favorite foundations. This one I haven't even opened. I purchased it because I finished my other matte and poreless, and I was like, I'm not going to be without this, so I picked one up, but haven't opened it yet. This one, CoverGirl Outlast, All Day, Stay Fabulous, 3-in-1, blah, blah, blah. Another major favorite. I'm holding on to that one. I haven't opened it or used it. It's brand new, but it's one that I love to have in my stash, along with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte. There's also a full cover one in this line. So it's Infallible full cover. I don't like that one at all. It's in my project pan, and the more I use it, the more I dislike it. This one I love. I think this is a beautiful foundation, and I'm going to keep that one. Again, not even opened. It's just one that I always love to have in my stash. Let's pull out some that I haven't used enough to really have a strong feeling about. So this one, Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation Concealer. I got this at the end of last year, and I've only used it a couple of times. I don't really know how I feel about it, along with the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear. I just don't know how I feel about this one at the moment. I haven't used it enough. This one is the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Stick. I've used this once. I know I do not like this. This doesn't sit on my skin well, and it doesn't wear well on me, so that can go. I have some W7 foundations here. Years ago, like years and years ago, I picked these up along with a bunch of other W7 other W7 products, and they sat in my stash for all this time. I have used them once or twice. I wanted to do a like review on the products. I never got around to it. I've had these for ages, they're old, and I haven't used them in years, so they can go. All right, this one here is the L'Oreal Glam Beige. I haven't used this much, and I would like to use it more. I'd like to give it a go. My feelings of it so far is that I quite like it. It's a nice sort of just everyday, like low maintenance, not much makeup kind of foundation. So I definitely want to hold on to that one and play with it more. I think everything else here I'm likely to keep, but not necessarily because I love it. So let's go through it. I have the Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundations here. I've got 10 ivory and 34 soft bronze. These are beautiful foundations. They definitely have full coverage, and they do last on the skin really well, even with oily skin. You only need a little bit of this for a really beautiful like coverage and finish, but they oxidize so much, and not to a natural color. It's quite orange and weird. So I definitely think Maybelline need to address that, because they have a fantastic foundation here, but the oxidization is problematic. Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation. This is too light for me at the moment. It's even too light for me in winter when I am pale as fuck, but I really like the formula, so I'm going to hold on to it because I can totally mix it with darker foundations. One that is, I've actually had this for a long time. This is the Mina 3-in-1 foundation, but I haven't used it much and I would like to, so I'm going to hold on to that. It's got pretty good coverage, and it sets quite well, so good for people with oily skin. I've got 2 Giorgio Armani foundations here. I love Giorgio Armani foundations. So I've got Power Fabric, which is their long wear high cover foundation, which is meant to be good for people with oily skin. I haven't used it a whole lot. I'm a bit kind of indifferent about this one, but I want to play with it more, so I'm going to hold on to that. This one is Luminous Silk. This actually, I pulled this out of my kit. This is way too dark for me. This is in the shade 9. What I've been doing with this is mixing it with pretty much all of my foundations, because most of them they're too light for me at the moment. I got way too much of a tan this year, so I just mix in 1 or 2 pumps of this with whatever foundation I want to wear on the day, and it fixes the color so that it matches me much better, and also it doesn't interfere with like the formula of most foundations. So I really like that. Luminous Silk, it's a fantastic foundation, but yeah, I'm keeping that because I'm getting a lot of use out of it at the moment. Fenty Beauty, this is the Pro Filter foundation. I love this. I absolutely adore this foundation, and there's really not much in there. I've only put it aside to like pan other products and stuff like that. I'm definitely keeping this, and it's one that I would totally repurchase. I really like it. Long lasting, great coverage, doesn't break down under my oily skin really quickly, which is just, yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, Kat Von D. This is the Locket Tattoo foundation. Look at it. It's just, it gets everywhere. I don't like this applicator. Also, this is the shade Light Neutral. It's a crazy dark color for light neutral, but whatevs. I've had this for a while. I haven't used it a whole lot. On its own, I actually don't like it. But when I mix this with more hydrating foundations, I quite like it. I feel like it can really help to sort of balance out foundations that are too hydrating or don't last long enough on my face. So I found a way to use it, and I would like to try and get, as much use out of it as I can before I decide it's time to go. So I am going to hang on to that one. 2 here, I've got the L'Oreal Paris Pro Glow. Oh my god, I really like this stuff. It surprised me. it's just nice. And this is one similar to the Glam Beige. I like to use this on my sort of, not no makeup days, but days where I'm not going to be sitting in front of a camera or having my photo taken at events. I'm just like, you know, running errands, and I want my makeup to be nice. I want to wear makeup, but I also don't need full coverage and like, you know, 12 or 16 hour wear, although this does wear really, really well. So I love that stuff. The more I use it, the more I like it. So I'm holding on to them, and they're not old at all. I only got them this year. And this one here is the La Roche-Posay Effaclar Duo Unifiant. It is a anti-imperfections corrector with a, what tint are you? Medium tint. So I haven't used this much at all, so I want to play with it a little bit more before I decide to get rid of it. That is the job for sometime this year. Face powders. So let's start with this. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. I haven't had this long. I picked it up, I think, towards the end of last year. I've used it a few times. I don't love it, but because it's still new, I really want to like try it out more. So I don't know. I feel like I used it once or twice and I was like, what the fuck is the hype about this product? Why are people raving about it? This stuff is not that great, and the fucking packaging is a nightmare. But I don't know, people rave about it, so I feel like I need to give it more of a go. So I'm holding on to that one. Let's fucking talk about these NYX No Filter powders. These are meant to be similar to the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. They've got that like, I don't know, it's kind of like, they're meant to be sort of glowy, but then no, they're not. They don't look good on my skin. That's obviously a bad color for me, so you know, that's a thing that can go. But I don't like the formula of these. I just really don't like them, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Let's talk about the Hourglass ambient lighting powders while we're doing this. So I've got, what have I got? I've got Ethereal, which is the white. I've got Mood, which is the purple. And I have Dim, I think, yeah, which is sort of the skin toned one. I'm going to keep these. I've been using the Hourglass Ambient Wardrobe, the original one, as a highlighter on my face, and I really like it. I think these two here I could totally use as blush. This one I could use as like a brightening powder under my eyes. So that's my plan with these. They are definitely going on the pan list for potentially next year because they are getting old, but I want to get more use out of them. And I kind of, when I first got these, I loved them. Then I kind of went off them, and then I found another way to use them that I really enjoyed. So I am enjoying the Hourglass powders, and I'm going to keep them. This one here is the, what are you called? The Ambient Lighting Edit in Surreal Light. I really like pretty much everything that's going on in here. So there's a face powder, there's a highlighter, 2 blushes, and I believe that one's a bronzer. Is that correct? Yes, so that one's a bronzer. I haven't had this super long. Actually, I've had it for a year. So, you know, if we follow the shelf life or the open life, I probably should get rid of it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hold on to it, and I'm going to continue to use it. Essence All About Matte. I really like this stuff. It is intensely matte, and it does leave a little bit of a white cast over my skin. So I typically like to use this when I'm mixing my foundations. If I'm mixing a lighter and a darker foundation and I've added just a tiny bit too much of the dark foundation, this is what I would dust over my face to sort of bring it back to my skin tone. It works really well. I like this one. I believe I have a backup, so I'm going to hold on to it. It's a good one. One of my favorites, all-time favorites, is the Australis Fresh and Flawless. This is a great powder. I have a few backups of this as well, and I'm going to hold on to it. And I also have the Rimmel Stay Matte, another one that is great and I love. Both like Australian drugstore, very affordable, great powders. W7. So I talked about W7 in the foundations. This is a powder. It is the Sheer Loose Powder in Ivory. My fucking god, Ivory, my ass. This is so orange. It can go. I'm not into it. This is the Bella Pierre Banana Setting Powder. This came in, I believe it was a Look Fantastic Advent Calendar for 2017. I don't like banana powder. It's not right for me. So I'm getting rid of that. I have never used this. It's brand new, so I'm going to pass that on to someone who will actually be able to use it. And I have the Nye Banana Luxury Powder. Again, I can't use banana powder, so it's going. Alright, these guys are all keepers. Let's take a look at them. I have the NARS Translucent Crystal Powder. This is just a, like, deluxe size sample. I'm going to keep it. It's nice. I really like it. It Cosmetics Translucent Bye Bye Pores. I haven't used this very much. So, you know, I don't have strong feelings about it, but I am going to hold on to it. And I have the MAC Chris Chang powder. Oh my god, where's the opener? So there it is. It's just a white, it's meant to be a finishing powder. It's translucent, prep and prime transparent finishing powder. So I'm going to hold on to that, and I like it. Look at that packaging. It's amazing. And last one, this is the Kat Von D Locket Blotting Powder in Light. I've only used this like once or twice. I have no real feelings about it. So I'm going to hold on to that and get more use out of it this year. And last but certainly not least, I have setting sprays. I'll let you know now, I'm not going to get rid of any of these, but I'll take you through some to let you know kind of how I feel about them. Let's start with this one. This is the Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Spray. I love this. I adore it. It is so good. This, like, this stuff, it's expensive, but it's worth it. I will always have this in my stash. It's great shit. Let's do some that I haven't used at all. I've got the Inglot Makeup Fixer and the Mecca Cosmetica Makeup Perfecting Mist. So these both came into my collection late last year, and I haven't opened them yet. I'm just kind of waiting for a day where I feel like I need to try a new makeup setting spray. So yeah, these guys haven't even been used yet, so I'm holding on to them. Okay, let's do these four, because these are all fairly affordable. And I mean, these three are drugstore. Ben Nye is not drugstore, it's a pro brand, but it's not expensive. So I've got Models Prefer Finale Setting Spray, Australis Makeup Finishing Spritz, the NYX Matte Setting Spray, and Ben Nye Final Seal. I have used these three a couple of times. I've used all four of them a couple of times. These ones I'm indifferent about. I feel like they're, you know, not really setting sprays. They're more like finishing sprays, if you ask me. I think they're, you know, finishing and setting are different things. So these three I will hold on to. I think I will be able to get quite a bit of use out of them. And yeah, I'm a bit indifferent about them. The Ben Nye Final Seal. This is a matte makeup sealer, and yes, I do think it seals in your makeup. It feels like you're spraying hairspray on your face, so it's kind of like crunchy, and yeah, not crunchy, but it feels like you've sprayed your face with something that's like holding everything in place. You can really feel it. I don't dislike it. I think it has its place, but it's not an everyday makeup setting spray for me, but it is useful. And this one, which is a bit more expensive, this is a Shuamura Skin Perfector in Yuzu. This is a bi-phase product. There's a little bit of oil in there, not much at all. It doesn't like spurt droplets of oil on your face. This is beautiful. I really, really like this. And I started using it and I fell in love with it, and I actually put it aside because I was like, you're going to use that 10 times a day and it's going to be finished in a month. So stop playing with it. But I love it, and I think, yeah, I'm going to keep it and I am going to use it. I've got to just enjoy it. I've got it. I should enjoy it. This is what I'm keeping and this is what I'm getting rid of. So I'm keeping a lot. I'm not getting rid of much, but that's okay. I'm happy with what I'm getting rid of, and I'm really happy with what I'm keeping. This stuff all looks really exciting, and I'm like, I kind of want to put it all on my face right now. So I will do more declutter videos in the future. I don't know when they will go up. I'm just sort of gonna film them when I feel inspired to do it. Some products, like I'm kind of looking at my blushes and highlights and bronzers at the moment, and there's some products that I'm like, I wouldn't mind using that for a few days just to see how I feel about it, because I don't know if I want to keep it or not. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to sort of go through everything, and you know, but there will be more declutters coming because I do want to have a bit of a clean out this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.